Hi everyone, here's a garden update for about December 10th here in North Texas. You can see that the temperature is a little over 40, but we had lows into the 30s and into the 20s as well. And that means this is the first frost of the season here for North Texas. And because of that, you can see that our garden is pretty much done. You can see that the tomato plants here that we were trying to keep for a little bit longer, as long as we can, it has frozen frostbite. And the tomatoes, we should have picked them green, but we were hoping that they would get ripe. But they are done. When we come over here to the ground cherries, they're also done too. They can't withstand the cold. The onions, of course, are still producing, and the garlic is still producing. Our Brussels sprouts and dill, it didn't work so well here on this side of the fall garden because we didn't get enough sun as it moved into September and October and November. Who knew that this was the shade side of the house? But anyways, the carrots are still going strong. The leaves seem to tolerate colder weather, so we'll let them keep going. But anyways, I thought I'd give you a shot of what happens when the frost comes through. Your garden kind of dies back for the rest that hasn't yet died. The elephant ears and those type of plants die back. I need to cut them back now and store the tubers and crowns in the garage for the spring. This is the blueberry plants. Of course, they go dormant in the winter, so they haven't died for their leaves, but they got to be repotted. Just haven't had much luck in the container there. Then, of course, pomegranate tree is starting to lose some of its leaves. We'll trim that back in the sun's in the way. We'll trim that back. Now, the other plants, they're dying back as well. Some of the potted plants, we'll have to take them down now. The roses don't die, they just go dormant. So, the olive tree back here, kind of protected by all the other rose bushes and that, we'll just probably give him a little bit more shelter. As you can see, the raised beds are getting prepared. These bags here, we went to Starbucks and got some coffee grounds. So we'll backfill our beds here with coffee grounds and probably keep dumping them in there all over the winter and just kind of add nutrients. And then, of course, the behind it here, I got the trellises and some empty space. We'll have to clear this out, which is what we're planning to do. You can see that these little tomato guys, they're done too. That was it for them. And then the giant elephant ears, I'll end up dumping out the dirt here. We'll use that as the foundation for our raised bed and then put those guys away. We got the hoops here that we'll utilize over these raised beds, and then of course the existing existing hoop house. So here we go. It's staying nice and warm. Can't really see through out there. It's a little misty, but yeah, plants are in there. They're staying nice and warm. The cardoons, the leaves don't like the frost either. I believe this plant will regrow in the spring when it gets warmer, but I'll probably transplant them. I don't really like them in these containers. They need more room. They're a big plant. So we're gonna put the raised beds, another set here, fill that out as we go through. The blackberries, of course, are in their dormant period. It looks like they are resprouting here at the bottom, which they do. And we'll have some bigger branches come the spring. And then the area here where the sweet potatoes were, the vines are all dying back. We'll put some raised beds here. Since we know this was a good area, we'll put some raised beds here for the sweet potatoes. We'll even try again the regular potatoes. we didn't have so much luck with that. I think they got too much water in the containers and they just died, got rotted out. So anyways, it's a cold December here, and of course the garden is a bit of a mess, but that is what the winter does. It kills things off, and then we have to do the cleanup and preparation. So for people who think the gardening is just for the spring, it's really 24/7 here in Texas, because you prepare for the next season, which is always right around the corner in February and March, and even earlier. So just a little update. All the leaves are going to turn into nice mulch. We'll send them through the little grinder machine maybe, and make it a little bit more finer mulch. Anyways, here we are, Sunday morning garden update. Thanks.